Joining us now, former DHS Acting Deputy Chief of Staff Lora Ries. It's great to have you on, Laura. Okay, we've got reports coming in that Mexican drug cartels are capitalizing on the border crisis, flooding the border with one of the world's deadliest drugs. The border, Customs and Border, they seized more fentanyl in the first half of 2021 than they did in any of the 3 years prior. This seems like it's getting worse. What do you say?
It is getting worse, and these shocking numbers go hand in hand with the shocking numbers that we've seen related to the border crisis and the number of people that are coming over the border. And so much of the focus has been on the steady stream of illegal aliens coming over the border, but we cannot lose sight also of the poisonous drugs that are crossing the border. And the Biden administration's policies are letting this continue to happen, and these drugs spread all over the country. The highest amount of opioid overdoses are not along the border. They're in the Midwest, they're in the Northeast, and so that is why every town is a border town when it comes to dealing with these drugs.
That's an important point, that the U.S. border is throughout America. It's in our cities. I mean, so you have the fentanyl, the amount seized is about double of the amount that was seized in 2019. We're looking at, it looks like 6,500 pounds seized from October 20 to April. And, you know, it's really dangerous. It's multiple times more dangerous than heroin. It's something like 50 times more dangerous. And, you know, just, I think 1 kilogram can kill 500,000 people. I'm not sure people are aware of how dangerous fentanyl is. What do you think?
It is. It is the most lethal. But we also can't forget about cocaine, about meth, and all of these types of drugs are all bad, and they are all increasing. The numbers that you cited are just the ones that were seized. We also don't know how many drugs are getting through without being seized, but we know that tens of thousands of Americans die every year due to drug overdose. And the Biden administration not only is continuing to pursue open border policies that allows many thousands of illegal immigrants to come into the country, but also allowing all of these drugs to come in. And how many Americans' lives need to be lost before they stop allowing this to happen and start securing the border?
It's putting a lot on the Border Patrol and the border authorities. You know, let's move on to this. What are your thoughts about the Los Angeles Times reporting that Mexico will open about 17 migrant camps inside Mexico to deal with, quote, the humanitarian emergency that Mexico now blames on President Biden and his administration? What do you say to that?
So I have to ask the question, is this like the Remain in Mexico program that the Trump administration had in place? And the point was that if people are going to come here and apply for asylum, they can apply, but to have them wait on the Mexican side of the border while their case is pending. Because if we let them into the U.S., as the Biden administration is doing, we then return to a catch and release posture. And nothing is more effective for marketing purposes for alien smugglers than announcing that the Biden administration is simply releasing people into the U.S. to disappear, possibly to never really apply for asylum in court. And the Biden administration is not deporting these people either.
What were your thoughts when you saw the New York Times reporting that people from 160 countries around the world have been trying to cross?
It's shocking. I mean, so much of the focus has been on Mexico and the Northern Triangle countries in Central America, but really the entire world is taking advantage of the policies of the Biden administration, and they're coming for economic reasons. When the Biden administration seeks to open processing centers at the border and have people apply for asylum, it is just drawing more illegal aliens to our border, and it encourages fraudulent applications for asylum. And so the world is watching, and the cartels are being enriched, both with smuggling people and with drugs. They're making about $20 million a day, and Americans are suffering. It's a health risk for Americans, and it's a security risk as well.
Yeah, under federal law, you can't apply for economic reasons to want to get a job. It has to be religious and political persecution. Lora Ries, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate you coming in. Come back soon.